So, hey, this is Ginny from DS Tech, and I have Dave and Aaron with me. We're going to talk cybersecurity a little bit today, specifically spotting phishing attempts in your email. So, I am going to share a slide with you, and then I'm going to let Dave tell you all about it. To you, Dave.
Okay, so just a little bit of background. Why do we have to be careful? In addition to this slide, over 90% of successful data breaches, that's cyber criminals who have gotten into your network and are able to read and encrypt and put passwords on your files and folders, happen through a spear phishing attack, which is them sending you an email with a link or a file on it. The link is to a poison website. The file is might appear to be a Word document, but it's actually a piece of malicious software that gets installed. Excuse me. So I'll talk about some other points here, but most importantly, look at this number here, 5.3 gazillion, I think that's what that is, dollars is how much cyber criminals have siphoned from businesses and consumers through email compromises and phishing attacks, basically. The average ransom is around $1,000. This is for home users. The average payout is around $130,000. So there's been like $1 million payouts, multi-million-dollar payouts from, I think the city of Atlanta is one of the most famous ones. But they do happen in the UP. We have had customers, businesses that came to us and say, hey, I can't get into this, and found out their all their files and folders have a password on them. And these people don't want your data. They don't care, by and large what your data is. They want to blackmail you for your money. And they can do that because of cryptocurrency. It's anonymous. You have to send them Bitcoin, which can't be traced. Like in the old days, like a blackmail, there was a paper trail. Not anymore with Bitcoin. So that's what's made this possible, and that's kind of what drives this whole cryptoware business. As one of our employees here says, you're funding the terrorists. So, okay. So if you want to go to the slide above this, the other red one, Ginny. Thank you. So you have to be careful. If you look at this first link, it's perfectly fine. It's http://yourcreditunion.com. The only problem is it's not secure because there is no S after the HTTP. The S stands for secure. Okay. So make sure when you're on a website that it has the S and it's a secure website. Here's another trick they'll use. Read this next one. Yourcreditunion.com. Looks good, right? Look carefully at how they spelled union, right? The other thing this could be is an email address, vice president at yourcreditunion.com, and you think it's an email from him when in fact it's a phishing email with this word misspelled, and they're going to get you emailing back and forth, and you're going to believe you're emailing your boss or someone at the credit union. And one of the things that the high-end sophisticated phish attackers do is they'll look on your social media, and they'll learn about you on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and anything they can. to find out, you put something on your Facebook about, anything, and they can use that information to make it seem like, hey, I see you just bought a new car. You need to send us money to, complete the transaction or something. You think you're sending it to your credit union and you're not. So here's the other one, https yourbank.com is legit. It's secure. It's spelled right. http yourbank.com.ru is the only part that matters. That is not your bank, folks. That is somewhere in Russia that has nothing to do with your bank. So if these are the links they're sending you to, you have to avoid them at all costs. And then if there's a file attached to your, sorry about that. If there's a file attached to the email or embedded in it, they're not going to be this blatant, right? I am a virus.pdf. So a PDF or a .exe, which is an executable, you think you're opening up a PDF of, of a invoice or something, and it's actually executing and installing malware on your computer.
That's the one I get a lot.
Yes.
Your invoice is attached.
Yep, like, exactly.
Okay, I don't know who you are, and I didn't buy anything from you. So.
Right. So that brings me to one of the points I always touch on, and it's using your nose, right? Does it pass the smell test? If there is an ounce of doubt, the smallest molecule of doubt that email is phishing, it is phishing, right? You don't open it, you delete it, or if it's possible that it's from your boss or your bank or something, call them. Don't follow the links on the email. Don't call the number on the email. Call the number or go to your account online with your shortcut on your computer that is good. That video of I always say the water surfing squirrel behind the remote controlled boat in the swimming pool. Yeah, that's not really, that's more than meets the eye here. Again, malware.doc, you're going to think that's a Word doc, but it's actually zipped, which is going to unzip the malware. And same thing, .bat. These files are all .exe, .zip, .bat, the common ones that are going to install software on your computer without you even realizing it. And these people are, they're very smart.
They're savvy.
Yeah, they're not stupid. They just be illegal. Go ahead.
Touching on Dave's point about the use your nose, I guess my biggest takeaway with opening emails is just general common sense. The cyber criminals are getting very, very good at creating emails or creating this false sense or false narrative that will bring you into their little plot. And a couple of examples that I wanted to kind of share that I've seen over the last couple of years are ones that look legit. I got an email from Amazon.com shortly after I placed an order, and I thought, oh, geez, what good timing. The shipment is on its way. Well, I realized at that moment that the email was sent to my work email address and not my personal email address, which is what I do all my Amazon shopping out of. So at that point, I kind of said, how would they have known? It turned out that definitely was a phishing attempt. And the second example was even better. This was an actual legit email sent from a real person who I had contact with at one point in time. Got the email, looked it over, and it struck me as odd. I kept thinking, I know this person. What is this about? I ended up looking up the website of the company, which then it dawned on me where I met this person. It happened to be a short business acquaintance a year ago. And at that time, I ended up calling him just to kind of confirm because it was a little out of the blue. And he did admit that his email account had been compromised. Do not click on any links. It is a phishing hack. So just general common sense, like Dave said, when in doubt, it takes 2 seconds to follow up. Do your diligence. If you don't follow up and you end up clicking the link, it's going to be a lot worse.
Yep, good point. Um, you can also, if it's some sort of scenario that they're giving you, just Google that scenario and it will come up and say, you know, this is a fraud, this is a spam, this is phishing, this is not legit. So, you know, do a little bit of homework. I've had, well, more than a few people tell me, I knew I shouldn't have clicked on that. I knew it wasn't right. I knew it. Well, then you should have listened to your, you know, listen to your
gut.
common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Listen to your gut and not clicked on it.
Sometimes your
So-
intuition is right.
Yep. And it's better to not answer a legal, legitimate email, you know, not answer 100 of them than to reply to one phishing email or click on a bad link or bad file, because that's all it takes. You know, it's very cheap to send out emails. It's basically free.
Yeah. I've accidentally deleted legit emails,
Yep.
but then the person calls me and says, "Hey, did you get my, my email?" And I'm like, "Oh, let me check." And sure enough, okay, that was a legit email that I thought was, a phishing attempt.
Yep.
So it's
And-
better to be safe. I mean, people will call you, right?
Yep. Way better to be safe. You know,
We have an example up here.
yeah, this is a good example of, I don't know, 5 or 6 different things to look at for making an email suspicious. I got one years ago, one of the first ones I can remember. Oh, I don't know how many years ago now. It was from First Third Bank, and it was said log into your account, and I didn't have a First Third account. There's no First Third banks around here. So the link brought you to what looked exactly like their webpage that included an article on their homepage that said, you know, people are sending out phishing emails. And what happens is it's not your bank's website. It looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
And you type in your username and password and it fails. And you think, oh, that didn't work. Well, they've captured your username and password and it's brought you to your real email or your real homepage to log into it. And you log into it and you're like, oh, there's nothing wrong. I just got in. Well, you did, but you had given them your information.
Yep.
So they're, like I said, they're not stupid. They're just
They're very smart and sneaky.
Expanding on that point too is that end user who may have made that mistake unknowingly may not even question the decision, and the result of that person doing that may not have an immediate impact. Instead, that malware or that virus or whatever it is the cyber criminals put on the PC then will, the idea is to propagate and spread across servers and multiple PCs so that when the cyber criminals come back with the ransom notice, they say, well, your whole business is compromised, not just, one person's PC on the account. They want to get it all as quickly as possible.
Yep. And one thing that they also can install is, if you're a home user, it may be more beneficial for them just to capture your usernames and passwords. So they'll put a keylogger on. It captures every keystroke you make. So when they can see you're typing like your first initial and last name, and then some weird, like your pet's name or your, even a complex password, they capture that. And now they're going to go on Facebook and see where you live or Instagram or wherever. And they're going to try all the local banks, all the local credit unions, all the credit card companies with that username and password, because people are creatures of habit and they use the same password over multiple accounts. So you can't be too careful.
So yeah, now
Hey there, sir.
that
Just
brings
happened to be in the
me
neighbor.
to the fact that you can, let me stop my share
I just
here.
happen to be in the neighborhood that dropped the computer off. I
If
don't
you're a business owner and you want to protect your data,
I don't think so.
make sure you sign up for our free security assessment.
We'll give you a call though.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, the link should be in the video somewhere, either under the video on YouTube or somewhere on Facebook. So, and if you can't find it, let us know. We'll be happy to help, right?
For sure.
All right.
DS Tech does also offer training on phishing. So if you're a business out there and you feel that your employees could use a little bit more knowledge or just some examples of what some of these emails may look like, we do have some programs that allow for training. And if an employee does fall prey to a phishing attack, it then gives them, I want to say, a 10-15-minute video on sort of those things to look for, common sense type things, what Dave had pointed out with the addresses and stuff like that.
Yep, it's good training. We've all been through it. So, yeah.
We get our test phishing emails monthly.
Yep, we do. So,
Yep.
all right, awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll do
Make
this
it a great
again.
day. Yeah,
Thanks, Dave.
absolutely. I think it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So we should do
Okay.
another cybersecurity next week, right?
For sure.
All right. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.